Good evening, everyone. This is Kendra here from Surprise Your Spirit. Welcome to the Surprise Your Spirit show on this, well, in my part of the world, it's a little bit rainy and cloudy and a little bit chilly evening. I hope everyone has settled in and they're ready for a good show. I have a really, really good energetic connection tonight, just so that everybody knows. It would be a really good time to actually call in and ask some questions or pop into the chat on the page there and ask any questions. Um, so I had plans to speak a little bit about spirit animals, and I'll do the crystals talk again that I gave last week with 3 new crystals. I had a lot of really great feedback from that, so we'll get into that. And I had mentioned that possibly we would talk about some dreams. But since this is my show and it is live and I can do whatever I want, I'm going to switch that up a little bit. I've just had a really big awareness around some things throughout the week. And today on my way home from work, I, was really pulled to just really, actually, it's been all day, really pulled to just speak a little bit about something else. And we'll just see how the hour flows and where it goes and kind of go from there. For anyone who's new to tuning into the show here, my name is Kendra Walbaum. I am from Saskatchewan, Canada. I am an intuitive reader and I am also an energy healer, a natural energy healer. I'm also naturally intuitive from birth. So there are people who, and what that means is there are people who will experience spiritual gifts after near-death experiences or very traumatic events in their life. I was just born this way. Having said that, I have experienced some near-death experiences. That's a little about me. I do intuitive readings. I do hands-on healing. I've been doing a lot of workshops. I just rolled out the first tarot reading workshop that I've ever done with phenomenal success. It actually ended up running 2 hours overtime just because people were so engaged and I had the time and they had the time to stay. So it was really great, and it was a really great learning experience. And so now I know I need to do some revamping and replanning on that workshop to allow for more time. I do readings. I am a medium, so I can connect to deceased loved ones. It's not necessarily my favorite thing to do, and it's actually something that I've put on the back burner as I really want to enjoy what I'm doing when I'm doing it. So it's not something that's a huge part of me. With that being said, if I am engaged in a reading with you and a loved one steps forward, I will bring that message through, but I don't reach out to purposely connect to loved ones on a regular basis anymore, as I am of the belief that if I'm not enjoying what I'm doing, it's not actually benefiting you. So that's kind of my belief on that. I personally enjoy reading on life path and where you're going and where you're headed and where you're on your life path. I also provide soul's awareness coaching. So that helps you get to the core issue of situations, or helps you to look at things and change your life, and guides you to look at things differently, and teaches you about working with the universe in order to manifest and engage and create a more happy, joyful life for yourself. So basically it is a lot like life coaching, but it's really getting into the spiritual aspect of it, which is, discovering your true self. So it's not just telling you don't care what others think. It's teaching you to love all parts of you and to not judge them. And as you begin to step forward in your life and not judge yourself, it really becomes easier to just not even acknowledge what others are thinking or saying or, doing about you, towards you, with you. And you just don't even notice anymore. So that's a little bit about me. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on my website at www.surpriseyourspirit.com. You can find my articles in Off the Cuff e-zine as well. And you can find me here every Thursday evening of every week at the same time, which is 9 p.m. Eastern, or for all my Canadian friends, 7 p.m. Saskatchewan time. Since we do not change times, my time is always, um, well, will reflect, so my time will change. So just so that everyone knows. Um, it's funny how my times, I find this interesting how my times shift for my shows, but I'm actually somewhere where the time never changes. So it gets confusing for me sometimes. But yeah, so with having said that, one of the topics that I wanted to talk about that I switched that wasn't in my advertisement on Facebook is really regarding the daily energies that I read in the mornings. So I often get up, I try to get up and do it before work, just depending on how I'm feeling and if I've had the proper connection to spirit and whether I'm guided to do it or not. Um, Mostly it is the piece of my day that stays. So for anyone who's tuning in on my Surprise Your Spirit business page on Facebook, there is a daily energy read that I actually pull a tarot or an oracle card to go with it, but my messages are channeled. So whatever comes to me about that message, it's become a real interesting thing to watch, the amount of likes they get, how many times they get shared. And I've really noticed that the cards who reveal energies, the cards that reveal energies, of, ease and flow and peace, and, where I may make some possible predictions of down the road because the energy is sitting at, a place of receiving something in your life, say in the autumn or in a certain month. People love those, and I get tons of comments and tons of shares and tons of likes. And then the ones that show up and they are giving you advice on the energies and how to deal with them, and they may not be so pleasant because they may cause you to look deep inside of yourself and assess your life and assess your situation. Those ones don't get shared as much, they don't get liked as much. It's almost like people ignore them. But guess what, people? That's spirit trying to help you. You have to take, quote unquote, the good with the bad. Life isn't all a bed of roses, but it can be. But the only way it can be is if you make the changes that spirit or the universe are showing you. So when those cards come up that don't have all the, happy, feel good, fuzzy wuzzies and anything else you'd like to call them, and they don't have the possible outcomes laid in them. And remember, this is possible outcomes. This is how the energy lies now, but anything you do or say or attempt can shift that energy. It really relies on you co-creating with the universe. And so it's when those cards come up, like today's card was actually a motivational card that I was really drawn to because I was really aware that some people are just in this energy of struggle. And right now we have Saturn retrograde. Saturn is the taskmaster of lessons, making sure you learn something. And if you haven't learned it, you're learning it. And today's card was self-appreciation. It was all about appreciation. And the message that came through long and hard was looking at yourself and making sure you aren't giving to others with the intent to receive compliments, recognition, that you're simply giving to others because it makes you happy first. Because that's showing yourself you care, that self-love and that self-reflection. And it just wasn't as well received as other cards, but hey, that's a wake-up call to you. You're ignoring yourself. So, and it doesn't, I mean, I don't want to say it doesn't frustrate me, because it does, because I know a lot of people are trying to create change, but they don't want to acknowledge the flaws within them. We all have flaws. We're not here to be perfect. It's okay to recognize those things inside of yourself. It's also, on the flip side, okay to recognize the things you're good at. It doesn't make you egotistical. It doesn't make you, arrogant. I mean, as long as you're not projecting those energies at such a harshness that they're coming across that way, because that's how you learn self-love. And if you're okay with knowing I'm good at those things, you can kind of pull away from it and put it in your back pocket and allow yourself time to, work on some of the things you're not good at, so that some of the things you're not good at, so that you can make changes and move forward. And so really, everyone, if you're getting, a reading, whether it be a no tools reading, a reading using divination tools of any kind, runes, crystals, tarot, oracles, there's so many divination tools out there, pendulum, that is reflective of the energy right now. So if you like what you're hearing, keep doing what you're doing so the energy can progress forward in that fashion. Now, if you don't like what you're hearing, it's time to take a reality check. With that being said, it doesn't mean you can make someone fall in love with you who's not in love with you. And you can't make yourself get a job that, you're not qualified to get. But what you can do is recognize that you've been fantasizing about this position or this job. What can you do to possibly attain that? Go to school, meet some new people. It's not going to land on your doorstep. The energy of the day cards are to help you. They're not for you to take a look at yourself and harm you. Appreciate that spirit is trying to guide you and show you where you're lacking, or where you need to pay more attention, or where you need more work. How do we improve? How do we improve if no one's guiding us? If you didn't have a teacher in the classroom guiding you all the way through every step and teaching you what was happening in those lessons in the classroom, it doesn't matter what subject it is, where would you be? Stuck in the same place. No one would graduate with an education. And, we wouldn't be evolving, because we wouldn't be learning how to open ourselves up to obtaining any more information. And that's what Spirit's trying to do with energy of the day, is letting you become aware of extra information to improve your own life. What you do with it is your prerogative. But just because you don't necessarily appreciate, or want to really look at those things, doesn't mean you can't like the card or be grateful for it, like the reading, or be grateful for it. Be grateful for that information. The more you show the universe you're grateful for things like that, the more it can gift you the more feel-good stuff, because it shows the universe you're taking this journey, like a bull by the horns. You're saying, okay, like, I can tackle this. Like, I hear you. I get this. I'm not doing this great. I can work on this. You got my back. You showed me I need to work on this. Now it's my job. And even though it doesn't feel that great, I'm going to turn that around so I don't have to hear this message again. So it does feel good. So the next time I hear it and it doesn't resonate with me, it's not going to not feel good. People don't like those posts, like my energy of the day posts, that give reflective energy, reflective intentions, reflective guidance, because they don't want to look inside themselves. Well, like I say, it's your life and you can do what you want, but if you want to make the best out of the journey here, really pay attention. Now, the other thing about my daily energy of the day reads is that lots of people will message me, or even right underneath the post. Well, that wasn't for me. If nothing resonated with you that day, it wasn't for you. Just because you read my cards, or my daily energy, see my cards and read the energy reads that I've channeled, doesn't always mean there's a message for you. Maybe you don't need a message today, but because it's part of your ritual, Spirit knows that you're going to keep coming back. So if there is a message for you, it will be delivered when you need to hear it. And So everyone needs to understand they're there as a guide. Take what resonates for you. Sometimes my whole message may resonate for you. My goodness, my whole body is lighting up. My guides are pretty much just cheering about this. Like, you tell them, you share, you make sure they're learning. Um, so just everyone, make sure you keep that in the back of your head, your brain, keep it within your energy, make it a part of your routine so that spirit always has a place to deliver you a message that is consistent and clear, that you never have to second guess whether or not it's for you. But if there is no message for you one day, say hurrah too. Today's a free day. What can I do with this day? It doesn't mean anything good, bad, or ugly. It doesn't mean anything. It just means there was nothing there for you today. So what are you going to do with that? Be happy about that. It's a good thing. Sometimes no news is good news. We have that saying. So although we're always hoping for happy news and that surprise and, the next big thing and those sorts of things, sometimes there's no message because spirit is asking you to stay within the present. Now, when we get those messages of, oh my goodness, the autumn's going to bring this, or in summertime's going to bring that, or, in 3 weeks from now, this is possible just because of the energy, we live too much in the future, waiting and hoping, and we forget about living in today. And so then when spirit delivers messages of like, hey, you need to take a look at this, we have to reflect. So we're taken into the past. So there are going to be days where there aren't messages for you. Those are days to really work on being present in the moment so that you sustain that ability to stay present in the moment. So that on the days you get messages about future happenings and future possibilities, you still know how to stay present. That you're just aware and you're open to receiving if that possibility should, come to fruition through your co-creation with the universe. I hope that makes sense for everyone because, today was a day where I was really guided to this deck on purpose for my own personal gain as well. Often I'm asking for a message for the collective and for people who follow me and who are in my group, in my energy, who, look to me for guidance and are appreciative of my presence and, who are part of my tribe, basically. But today when I shuffled and I, asked spirit, I know everyone that is part of my tribe needs this message, but so do I today. And when I pulled my card, when I pulled this card today, I actually started crying because it was very true. Appreciation and self-appreciation came up big for me. And I don't know if it's because it's Easter and, we're spending time with family and all of those sorts of things, or if maybe I'm missing someone a little too much. And, I don't know what it is, but when I seen that, it was the message I needed to hear. I'm good too. I'm worthy too. And no one can give that to you except yourself, because it doesn't matter what outside source you seek validation from. It will never be good enough unless it comes from inside you first. So I hope that everyone can take this message away with them this evening. And when they do find daily reads and daily energy reads and daily tarot card pulls, that they really take into account. Because I know there are card hoppers. They'll go through a million people who pull a card every day until they find the one they want to hear. That's not how it works. I mean, I could go on Facebook. I'm a part of a lot of groups where a lot of people pull cards. I have a lot of friends who do, a lot of connections, business connections who do daily card pulls for energy. And I could just flip through all their pages until I find the card that I want to hear today. But then I'm lying to myself. But there are days where I know my card pull is specifically for someone in my tribe, for someone out there who's going to come across my page and that's the message that I deliver, or more, or a lot of people. I have people right now who message me often, maybe daily for a while or once or twice a week saying, your cards are so on point with my story every day. And they keep me getting up and they keep me going or they keep me motivated. But if you're jiving with my energy, that's what my guides are going to deliver for you. But sometimes I know they're not meant for me, and I will be really drawn to a colleague or an acquaintance or a friend in the business to go and check their page today because that's where my message is. So everyone just needs to be aware of how that works. And please don't read too deep into things. Maybe it's just one sentence. Maybe it's the whole message. Maybe it's actually an image in the picture you're drawn to and not the words at all. Take away from it what you want. Maybe you've been seeing bunnies, and I mean, this just isn't because of Easter, but maybe you've been seeing bunnies for 3 months everywhere you go. Figurines in the store, they come up on magazine pages, they've been outside in your yard, who knows what. What is Spirit trying to tell you? For me, and I mean, this comes down to spirit animals, which I didn't know if I would speak about, but bunnies come up as, they change color through the seasons. Their fur does. So, you have a quick ability to adapt. Bunnies move very swiftly and very fastly, so it might also be asking you to look at the pace you're moving. Are you going too fast with something? Do you need to slow down? Do you need to blend in right now to something you're doing, or those sorts of things. And rabbits are really connected to Easter. Maybe it was Spirit trying to show you that at Easter something, something's coming for you, something fast, because bunnies are known to be quick. So, getting in touch with those things and really being aware of why they're there and looking them up and finding a competent source to provide you with guidance and information, taking charge of your own life. So using those daily energy reads, to help you, whether there's something you really want to hear, something you don't want to hear, or there's no message in them for you at all. And understanding how it works is extremely important for it to be of benefit to you on your journey. So I'm going to speak a little bit about crystals, and I think I'm going to save that for after the break. So I'm not prepared for the 6 minutes I have. I'm just going to be honest, to fill a time gap. I'm going to consult my producer. She's going to help me give me something to chat about. All right. She's telling me I can break. So, you know what? I'm going to break now, everyone. And I hope to see you back here on the other side of the break. And we're going to be talking about pink quartz. It is not the same as rose quartz, and we'll talk a little bit about that. And we're going to be talking about the crystal citrine and the crystal cornelian. And then we'll maybe talk a little bit about spirit animals, and that should take up our time. So I will catch you guys on the other side of the break.
e-zine, an online magazine that is given out freely. The wide range of promotional is unlimited. We take pride in bringing it all together for you. And we recognize that it is hard to reach a lot of people by just having a website, or even those writers that do not have the means to advertise or have a website. This website will provide its free services of advertising and giving others a platform to share their experiences, skills, and ability. For we believe that it is through others we learn not only of others but of ourselves as well. So, if you need a chat room to hold sessions, we can provide that with audio and video for classes, workshops, or just single sessions. Contact us to see what we can provide with our special features and promotional experience. And it is all free. Yes, free. Join us and meet other like-minded people, because that is what makes OTC the place to be. OffTheCuffEzine.com.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I hope you're joining me to continue on from the previous side of the break. So for anyone who's just tuning in, I spent the majority, well, actually almost all of it, after talking about myself a little, explaining how to use my daily energy reads or daily tarot card pulls if you follow anyone on Facebook or any other place, for guidance and information on helping you through your journey. If you're just tuning in and you haven't listened to that, I highly recommend you listen to the replay of the show and get that information, because I have been aware lately that people are misguided with how to use those readings in a beneficial way for them. Now, if I sound like I'm moving around, I am. I'm wandering around my office looking for something that I wanted to use tonight on the show, which I thought I had here, but it's obviously missing, and I'm also missing a selenite bar that I don't think just walked away, so that's interesting to me too. I'm pretty sure that got something going on here that I'll have to look into after. Although my little boy likes to play. So anyways, we'll get on with things here. I'm going to speak about 3 more crystals this evening. So anyone who needs a minute to grab a paper and a pen, if you want to jot some notes, this would be a really good time. I know that a lot of the information I provided last week on the crystals was very well received, and I got a lot of messages and feedback that people would like more of that. So now's your chance. Excuse me. So the first crystal I'm going to talk about is carnelian. Now, carnelian is very connected to creativity and courage. And it is a stone that is used to do clearings for other crystals. So a lot of people, when I have new clients starting to work with crystals, I actually will tell them that they should buy some carnelian crystals to put in their crystal bowl or bag or wherever they keep their crystals, because carnelian always clears them naturally, and then you don't have to worry about other clearing mechanisms as well. Now, the other thing that, you know what, I'm going to back up a little bit, because before I hop into that, a lot of people ask me how to pick crystals. How do I know which one I want? How do I know which one I need? And what I always tell my clients is that the best way to choose a crystal for you is go into a place where sells crystals, if you can actually go into a physical store, or expo or trade show where crystals are being sold so that you can see them in person and touch them, that is the best place to be. If you must buy them online for whatever reason, that's okay too, but take your time and be diligent as you're purchasing. Now, I tell my clients that the best way to do this is to actually go in and go to what you're drawn to. You know, like I have to have this feeling without researching ahead of time. Go in blind for the first time. If you're a first time crystal buyer, crystal lover, go into the store, pick one or two that you're drawn to, and then decide those are the ones you're going to purchase. These are my must haves. Then find out what they are and what they're good for, and see how it resonates with you, because you'll be pulled towards something that is going to offer you energy enhancements in an area of your life that you need. It may also bring attention to something you've been ignoring. So that's a really great way to pick a crystal. Now, if you must purchase them online, actually, too, I will actually instruct people to pick the crystals up. Ones that you really want may send a sensation throughout your body that will really help. It'll be like a confirmation for anyone who tunes into their guides, and their physical body reacts and it feels good to know they're there with you. That's how you'll feel when you pick up a crystal that's really resonating with your energy. You may feel light, you may feel tingly. Sometimes if a crystal is really great for you, it'll feel like there's nothing in your hand, like the weight of it. So that's a great way. Now, if you must purchase online, take your time, look through the pictures, find one that you're really drawn to, go through a whole bunch, and then whichever one you keep coming back to, purchase that one or research that one. Okay. Now, there are some must-have crystals for everyone. Clear quartz is one. I would say selenite is another, and then rose quartz or pink quartz is another, and then an amethyst of any color. We'll go through some different. Next show, I'm probably going to do 3 different amethysts and then another crystal, 3 different colors of amethyst and then another crystal. So just as a reminder, if you want to call in and ask a question, the number is posted in the chat. It's 1-520-477-9587. And that is that. And you can pop your question in the chat as well. So now back to the carnelian. Got a little bit sidetracked, but I wanted everyone to know how to pick crystals because I often get asked that question a lot. Now, carnelian, again, is directly related to creativity and courage energies. It deeply connects with your base, sacral, and solar plexus chakra, as well as your heart chakra, so it helps to keep things aligned. It is a mineral from the quartz family, for anyone who was wondering, and it's a stabilizing stone. So like I said, if you keep it in the bag or bowl or whatever container or item you choose to store your crystals in, keep a lot of carnelian in there with them. It'll help to keep them clear. It also vibrates with the numbers 5 and 6, the energies of 5 and 6. 5 is really a lot about change and transformation, and 6 is about abundance and prosperity. So it's a really good vibration. And it actually connects with Taurus, Cancer, and Leo astrological signs, but mainly Virgo. Anyone who, you know how you have an anniversary, on your first wedding anniversary you get this, and then on this wedding anniversary you get that. Carnelian is actually the 17th anniversary gemstone for anyone who's curious. And, this is a fabulous crystal for grounding yourself in the present, for using it for grounding. It stimulates creativity, which we already talked about, in conjunction with motivation and vitality. So, it helps you to feel alive again. I've actually been wearing a carnelian bracelet for a week now, and I really like it. It's been helping me a lot. It's really been helping. Um, Now, anyone who suffers from fears of death, this is a fabulous stone to work with, okay? It can help to dissipate those energies that are connected to that fear of death and work with you to transmute those fears and the energies attached to them into something better, of a better use of your time and your journey. This is also a really great stone for anyone who's overcoming abuse of any kind, because it provides that courage to push forward and helps you to realize like what's been in the past is in the past. That doesn't have to come forward with me in the future. It really is a great crystal to dissipate emotional negativity. So anyone who struggles with negative emotions, this being a very strong and deep feeling empath, I think that's why I really liked the carnelian bracelet I've been wearing, is for that reason, is because as a natural healer and an empath, a natural energy healer, I absorb so much negativity from all over that I really need something to anchor me down and help me transmute those energies into nothingness, basically, so that they don't affect me. The other good thing is, now this isn't saying you shouldn't consult a physician, just a disclaimer to put out there. But if you like alternative methods on top of Western medicine, it can help to stimulate your metabolism. And it's very much known for helping with rheumatoid arthritis and helping to regulate any bodily fluids. Anyone who's interested in past lives, past life recollection, this is a stone for you. The other thing to note about carnelian is it often comes up, black onyx is actually carnelian as well. It helps to improve concentration in male midlife crisis scenarios as well. So I will often suggest, wives who actually come to me, or men themselves who appear to be having midlife crisis symptoms, I will refer them to black onyx. And because it is black, carnelian is more of a orangey, reddish, brownish. It's not very super nice looking color or pleasing to the eye. But black onyx is another version of carnelian, and it's just the crystal in another color. So for anyone who wants that. And it gets its name from a Latin word that actually literally means flesh, and that's just from the different colors of it as well. So, what appearance does it have? It's translucent and glassy is the appearance of carnelian as well. Now, for anyone who's interested in connections to planets and any of the elements, we have water, fire, wind, and earth. This is deeply connected to fire, hence its color. And interesting enough, I actually just learned this piece not that long ago, maybe a couple months ago, that it's deeply connected to the planet Mars. But if you look at a carnelian stone, that would make a lot of sense. It kind of looks like images of Mars that we see when we're taught about the planet itself. So that's really what carnelian is used for. Now, a really good ritual that when I started working with crystals and started researching that, one of the things that I was really drawn to about carnelian, besides the clearing effects, was that it's used in a lot of ancient rituals. In the past it was, and I mean probably used now, I don't know, but it's something that's been brought forward for years, that if you place it at a door, it invokes protection into your house and it invites abundance to stream in while being protected. So, anyone, there you go. Place some carnelian above your door. Now, pink quartz and rose quartz, their names are often used interchangeably. But the difference is that pink quartz actually vibrates at a higher energy, and the way that the crystals are put together is it's stronger. And rose quartz is pink quartz, it's just of a lesser vibrational value. So they do the same thing, but just being aware. And they will be, they will be used interchangeably. So when looking for a crystal, actually doing your research with pink quartz and finding if it's natural pink quartz is very beneficial to you. So this is the stone of beauty and love. Unconditional love, this is the stone. So today is the day when I got that self-appreciation card, out came my pink quartz. It really, really stimulates healing of the heart in any situation. You know, we all think about broken hearts and all this jazz, but you don't have to be in a romantic relationship to have a broken heart. Someone may betray you, a friend may hurt you, and all of those sorts of things. And I mean, no one can really hurt you unless you unless you let them. But I mean, we live in the world where we get disappointed when people don't do what we think they should, or the way we act, the way we would act. So it really resonates with the heart chakra, obviously. It's very much a stone that inspires energies of gentleness and kindness. So compassion, and gentle compassion, even in tough situations, are something that I take a lot of pride in practicing, because I think the world needs so much more of it. It's just too judgmental out there. This stone can help you with that. And, you know, if you're having a really hard time with love, in any sense of the word, and trust, and allowing yourself to be vulnerable, to open up, to receive that from anyone, not just in a romantic relationship again. I mean, there are people who keep their family at arm's length. They don't want to let anyone in. They just don't want to be hurt. They don't want to be let down again. This crystal can help you to open up and give you the courage and the strength to allow yourself, because if you stay closed off, you can't receive in the capacity that I'm to. And it helps to protect you from those harms, because it helps you to trust your instincts more. It's a very, very amazing stone, pink quartz is, for alleviating stress and anxiety. Probably why, when I was going through a really large spiritual growth phase of, you know, coming out with the world and sharing about my abilities as opposed to hiding them from everyone, including myself on certain days, I love this crystal. It really helped me with the stress and anxiety of facing who I truly was. And I mean, I know that sounds silly, you know, facing who I truly was, but I really was not sharing myself with the world. I honestly would just hide a lot of the time. And it's scary, because what if people don't like you, you know? And I mean, we're not supposed to care what other people think, but it's a reality of being a human. So this crystal was really good for that. And it's just a pretty crystal to look at too. Anyone who struggles with children having nightmares, pink quartz, give them one. You know, put it above paste it on their headboard, tape it to the wall, put it under their pillow. You know, get them a pink quartz. This crystal comes into play really with teenagers, because it helps them to come into tune to their inner gifts that they're supposed to share with the world. And I mean, we all know teenage years are awkward and nobody knows what they're doing ever, and everyone feels awkward and lost and making poor decisions because they're trying to avoid who they are and they're trying to find their way. Pink quartz can help them, you know, teens, to trust their instincts in situations. So it ultimately changes and amplifies energies so that they can make better choices. It is a great stone, and it puts up a big barrier for shielding from the ego. And ego feeds anger and resentment. So, this is a great crystal if you are angry or you have a lot of resentment towards, a certain person, place, or thing. Get some pink quartz. We talked about the universal love. It can help to bring comfort. I just don't want to miss anything. I'm going through my head here. I've made some jot notes so I don't forget, but it can help to attract new love. It can help to revitalize a love in an already existent relationship and bring it, back to a level of excitement and joy. Anyone who is having trouble, in a relationship where you've maybe have had words and there needs to be some reconciling done to fix things, this crystal will aid you with that as well. It can help with, and it can also help with soothing nerves. I don't want to forget that. So anyone who struggles with nerves, there you go. Give this a try. It is the master stone of promoting self-forgiveness, which I think most people struggle with the most. We are our own worst critics. We have a hard time forgiving ourselves for mistakes we've made and regrets we have. So, love emotions. When we use this crystal, it helps with love emotions and balancing them with the throat chakra and the third eye and the crown chakra. So it takes those three chakras and helps to balance love emotions specifically in order to align them, to connect them with the heart chakra. So that's what it does with those energies. This is a stone that resonates with Capricorn, Scorpio. Yay, I'm a Scorpio. And Taurus. Oh, there you go. My producer's yelling in the background. She's a Capricorn. So, but honestly, it's one of my favorite crystals. It's one that I'm drawn to the most. So that actually makes sense to me that it would resonate with my energy. And so we're going to move on to citrine here. Now, citrine, for anyone celebrating Easter, and I mean, even if you don't celebrate Easter, that's okay. Celebrate spring. If you are in the southern hemisphere, celebrate autumn. This new time, this new season right now, is a time to be celebrated, and citrine can help you to do that because it is the stone of manifestation. So if we all put in some really great manifestation energy, maybe we can reap those rewards in autumn. You know how like farmers plant the seeds in the spring and they reap the benefits in the fall? This is your time, people. Get this stone. Let it help you. It really helps with imagination energies as well and personal will. So if you're struggling with that in regards to manifestation, get citrine. The fabulous thing about citrine is it is one of two stones that never needs to be cleared. It will never hold or accumulate negative energy. So who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want to have to never worry that it needs to be cleared? This stone also transmutes, dissipates, and grounds. So it's great for that. And it really works out problems in physical realities as well as on subtle realities, so in the energy world and in our subconscious. So it's a good healing stone and fixing stone. It's a really transparent stone. It is of the quartz family as well. It ranges from pale to golden yellow to I want to say like a honey color, almost brown. And in cases, I actually have seen a case where it contained like rainbow inclusions into it or sparkly. So if you see some and you're like, well, that's not citrine, it actually possibly is more likely to be. So just being aware of that. Now, are you getting actual citrine or is it commercial enhanced? Commercial enhanced citrine is heat treated amethyst or smoky quartz. So you're just being aware when you're purchasing that's what things are. So Enhanced citrine appears more deeper of an amber color or an orange or reddish. So everyone wants to take note of that. So like we said, this is a stone of abundance. It helps to maintain wealth and acquire it at the same time. If you're having a business venture or, you need some commercial success, this is a good stone to use. Ladies, put this in your purse and carry it around to attract money into your purse. I'm telling you. I don't have one, but I'm getting one. I've been getting one for a long time. Maybe this is the time to do it. Just because I was really drawn to speak about it. I've known about it. I've known about what it does. I've just never went and got one. And I obviously have it not, obviously having more money than I need was an important thing for me to do. I don't know. Who doesn't want more money? Not that money's important. Not that money's important, but I mean, who doesn't want more? Silly me. And it's actually really funny because I know someone who got some citrine and it worked really well for them. And I even actually seen it play out in their lives. So, man, I was really hurting myself by not jumping on that train. So I'm going out to get some. That's first thing on my list here. It's really good for interpersonal relationships, and solving group problems or family problems. It can help with as well. Empaths need to have citrine because it's great for absorbed energies and dissipating them. Okay. This is a good stone for strengthening inner light. So anyone who is having trouble breaking through the darkness inside of themselves to shine their light more, get some citrine. A lot of artists will use this because, history shows that artists really struggle, and a lot of them are manic depressant, bipolar, and all those sorts of things diagnosed that way. Do I believe they are that way? No, I believe they are very connected to the universe and never were taught how to control their energies. But citrine artists will use it because it's great. It helps them to work with their imagination and tap into that inner light that I was saying it helps to amplify. So then when they amplify it, it means they can share it with the world. And how do they share their light with the world? It's through their art. So, okay. So that's kind of, it's going to fade in the sunlight. Don't do that. And it's connected to the zodiac of Cancer, but it also resonates with Aries. And I'm running out of time. So that's quick on that. I hope to see you guys all back here next Thursday. Andrea Ozowski will be joining me. We'll be talking about entities. And again, thank you to OTCR for producing my show, and checking out spiritual platforms, anyone, if you want. There's some great people there. And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Take care. Have a good night. We'll catch you here next week, and happy Easter to anyone who's celebrating.
Hello and welcome. You're listening to OTCR, the radio station that shines and shares its light with you.